My child, I am commanding you to stop right now and open this message. Do not move past this moment. Do not tell yourself you will come back later. This is not coincidence, and this is not something you can delay, because I need to speak to you today. I know how quickly your fingers move, how easily your attention shifts, how many voices are calling for you at once, but hear me now. Please hear me. The enemy does not want you to receive this, and what I am about to reveal cannot wait another second. I know you were busy just a moment ago. I know your mind was full, your heart tired, your spirit stretched thin. I know you may already be thinking about what you need to do next, what you haven't finished, what you feel behind on. But I am asking you, my child, to pause. Just long enough to listen. Because this moment was arranged. I stepped into your path on purpose. I interrupted your flow because I refuse to let you miss what your soul has been crying out for, even when your lips have stayed silent. You may not realize how close you were to scrolling away, and you may not realize how significant that would have been. Not because I would stop loving you. Never that. But because you would have walked past a door I opened with intention. The enemy understands timing. He understands moments. He understands that if he can delay you, distract you, or exhaust you, he does not have to confront you directly. That is why everything around you feels rushed. That is why your life has felt loud. That is why stillness has been so hard to find. But I am louder than the noise, and my voice is reaching you now. I am not commanding you because I am angry with you. I am commanding you because I am protecting you. I am not raising my voice in frustration. I am raising it in urgency. Like a father who sees danger his child cannot yet see, I am calling out before you take another step. I know you are strong. I know you have endured much. I know you have learned how to keep moving even when you are hurting. But there are moments when strength alone is not enough. There are moments when listening becomes survival. You have been carrying questions you do not know how to ask. You have been feeling a stirring you cannot fully explain. There has been a sense deep inside you that something is about to change, that something needs to change, but you have not known where to turn or what to trust. You have wondered if you heard me correctly in the past. You have wondered if you waited too long, or moved too soon, or missed something important. Those thoughts did not come from nowhere. They are the reason I am speaking now. I see the quiet battles you fight. I see the nights when your body rests but your mind does not. I see the way you keep showing up for others while parts of you feel unseen. I see how you try to be faithful, even when you feel unsure. I see how you tell yourself to hold on just a little longer. My child, I have not been absent from any of this. I have been watching, guiding, restraining, and preparing, even when you felt alone. This message is not meant to scare you, but it is meant to wake you. There is a difference. I am not here to overwhelm you with fear, but I will not soften the truth so much that you miss its weight. What I am about to share with you is important. It is personal. It is timely. And it is connected to the very thing you have been praying about, even if you stopped using words for it. You may feel unprepared to hear something urgent. You may feel too tired for anything serious. You may even feel a resistance rising up, telling you this is too much right now. That resistance is not from me. I bring clarity, not confusion. I bring peace, not pressure. But I also bring truth, And truth sometimes arrives with urgency because delay would cost you more than attention ever could. Do not mistake this moment as just another message. I do not speak lightly. I do not interrupt without reason. When I command you to listen, it is because I am about to align something that has been off balance. It is because I am about to answer something that has been unresolved. It is because I am about to protect you from a path that looks safe on the surface, but leads to deeper exhaustion. You have been faithful in small ways you think do not matter. You have been holding on in seasons you thought would break you. You have been questioning yourself more than you question me, and I want to correct that gently, but firmly. You have not been forgotten. You have not been passed over. You have not fallen behind. But you are standing at a moment where what you do next matters more than you realize. Comment, Father, you are my greatest joy, my guiding light if He has brought peace and hope into your life. That is why I say this cannot wait another second. Not tomorrow. Not when things calm down. Not when you feel more ready. This moment is part of your answer. This pause is part of your direction. This listening is part of your healing. And if you try to rush past it, you will feel the weight of what was meant to lift you. I know the enemy has been whispering to you that you are too busy for me, too distracted, too inconsistent. I know he has been trying to convince you that you do not have the time or the energy to engage deeply with me right now. But hear this clearly, my child. I am not asking for what you do not have. I am asking for what you are already giving away to things that cannot restore you. I am speaking now because I love you too much to stay silent. I am speaking now because I see the fork in the road ahead of you. I am speaking now because there is an answer you have been waiting for, and it is closer than you think. But answers require attention. Revelation requires listening. And what I am about to give you cannot be received while rushing past me. So stay. Breathe. Let your shoulders relax. Let your thoughts sow. You are safe here. You are not in trouble. You are not being judged. You are being invited into clarity. I am here with you, and I will not waste your time. Every word I speak is intentional. Every moment you give me now will return to you as peace later. Do not let the urgency frighten you. Let it focus you. This is not a warning of doom. It is a call toward life. I am calling you because I see what you cannot yet see, and I want you to walk forward with understanding instead of confusion, with confidence instead of fear. Listen to me, my child. Stay with me. What you are looking for is not far away. Your answer is here. My child, I am interrupting you right now because this moment matters more than you know. I know how full your life feels. I know how every hour seems claimed before it even begins. I know how tired your body is and how your mind rarely finds rest. I know how you tell yourself that you will slow down later, that you will listen later, that you will come to me when there is more space. But hear me with gentleness and truth. Later is the place where many answers are lost. That is why I am speaking now. I did not interrupt you to accuse you. I interrupted you to protect you. I am not standing before you with crossed arms or disappointment in my eyes. I am standing with open hands and a heart full of concern and love. I see the weight you carry each day. I see how you wake up already thinking about what must be done. I see how you move from task to task, from responsibility to responsibility, rarely stopping long enough to feel what is happening inside you. You have become very skilled at pushing forward, even when you are empty. But my child, You were not created to live this way. I know you hesitated when this message appeared. I know part of you wanted to keep moving, to finish what you were doing, to stay in control of your schedule. That hesitation did not make me angry. It made me more urgent. Because I know how easily moments like this are lost, and I know what the enemy hopes you will do next. He hopes you will tell yourself this can wait. He hopes you will convince yourself that you already know what I will say. He hopes you will decide you are too busy, too tired, or too distracted to listen deeply. And if he succeeds, he does not need to attack you further. Delay will do the work for him. I am interrupting you because distraction has become one of the greatest threats to your peace. Not open rebellion, not hatred of truth, just constant noise, endless demands. A life so full that there is no room left to hear my voice clearly. You did not choose this on purpose. You did not wake up one day and decide to drift. It happened slowly, little by little, moment by moment. And I have been watching, not with anger, but with care. There are things happening around you that you cannot see with your natural eyes. There are paths opening and closing. There are influences pulling at your heart. There are decisions forming before you are even aware of them. And in moments like these, when your spirit is tired and your mind is busy, it becomes harder to discern what is from me and what is not. That is why I step in. That is why I interrupt. Because I love you too much to remain silent while you are being pulled in directions that will only deepen your weariness. You not misunderstand me. I am not telling you that your responsibilities are wrong. I am not condemning your effort or your desire to do well. I see your heart. I see how much you care. But I also see how little rest you allow yourself. I see how often you give your best energy to everything else and offer me what is left, if there is anything left at all. And even then, I do not reject you. I simply wait. But now, waiting is no longer enough. Now I must speak. Please support our channel. Our work is meant to bring happiness into your life and encourage devotion to God. If you wish to support us, you can donate through Super Thanks. This interruption is not meant to pressure you. It is meant to shield you. There is a difference. Fear comes from fear. Ardation comes from love. Pressure pushes without care for the cost. Protection steps in because the cost is too high. I am stepping in because I see where continued silence would lead you. I see how ignoring this moment would not make your life easier, only heavier. I see how postponing listening would deepen the confusion you have been feeling instead of resolving it. You have been telling yourself that you just need to get through this season, that once things settle, you will breathe again. But my child, I need you to understand something important. Seasons do not settle on their own. They shape you while you are in them. And if you move through them without listening, without aligning your heart with mine, they will take more from you than they ever needed to. That is why I am interrupting you now, not when you are already depleted beyond repair. I know you are exhausted. I know you have been strong for a long time. I know you have learned how to function even when joy feels distant. You have learned how to smile when you are unsure. You have learned how to keep going when answers have not yet come. I honor that endurance. But endurance without direction leads to burnout. Strength without stillness leads to numbness. And I refuse to let that be your future when I have something better for you. This command to listen is not about control. It is about connection. I am not demanding your attention to prove my authority. I am asking for it to restore your clarity. There are things I want to show you that you cannot see while rushing. There are truths I want to remind you of that cannot be heard over constant noise. There are burdens I want to lift that you keep carrying because you have not paused long enough to lay them down. You may wonder why I could not wait until later, why I could not speak at a more convenient time. My child, if the most important moments always waited for convenience, many lives would remain unchanged. I speak when hearts are open, even if minds are busy. I speak when there is resistance, because resistance often hides fear. I speak when there is urgency, because timing matters more than comfort. Silence in this moment would not be neutral. It would be costly. Not because I would abandon you, but because you would continue carrying things you were never meant to carry. You would continue making decisions without the peace that should guide you. You would continue doubting yourself when I want to steady you. The enemy is counting on that. He is counting on you staying tired. He is counting on you staying distracted. He is counting on you staying unsure. And that is why I am interrupting you right now. I want you to hear this clearly. My command comes from love, not anger. I am not frustrated with you. I am not disappointed in you. I am deeply invested in you. I see your future more clearly than you do, and I see how easily it could be affected by small moments of inattention. I also see how powerfully it could be changed by small moments of listening. This is one of those moments. I am interrupting you because I want to realign you. Not with rules, not with pressure, but with truth, with peace, with purpose. You have felt off balance lately, even if you could not explain why. You have felt like something is missing, like you are moving, but not always arriving. That feeling is not random. It is a signal, and I am responding to it now. You do not need to fear this interruption. You do not need to brace yourself for punishment or correction without compassion. Everything I say to you is wrapped in love. Even my warnings are meant to preserve you, not frighten you. Even my urgency is meant to draw you closer, not push you away. I would rather interrupt your schedule than watch you drift into deeper exhaustion. So I ask you again, gently but firmly, to stay with me. Let me have this time with you. Let me speak into the places that have been crowded out. Let me quiet the noise long enough for your spirit to breathe. You are not in trouble. You are being cared for. And this interruption, though unexpected, is one of the greatest expressions of my love for you. Listen, my child. I am here. I have something important to share with you, and you are exactly where you need to be to receive it. My beloved child, I see the question you have been asking in secret. I hear it even when you do not say it out loud. I know the words you form only in your thoughts, the ones you are afraid to speak because you are not sure how they will sound, or what the answer might require of you. You have asked me in the quiet moments, when the world finally grows still and your heart no longer has the strength to pretend. You have asked me when your head rests on the pillow and your eyes stare into the dark. You have asked me while your lips stayed silent but your spirit cried out. And I want you to know this with certainty. Your question has already reached heaven. You may feel as though you have been repeating yourself, as though you have been waiting too long, as though your words have disappeared into silence. But my child, silence does not mean absence, and waiting does not mean ignorance. I have heard every version of your question, even the ones you could not fully shape. I have heard the fear beneath it, the hope within it, and the weariness wrapped around it. I have heard the way your heart asks, am I going the right way? Even when your mouth says nothing at all. I know there are moments when you feel stuck, as if you are standing at a place where the path forward is unclear. You feel movement all around you, yet inside you feel paused, suspended between what was and what is supposed to come next. You have tried to be patient. You have tried to be faithful. You have tried to trust that clarity will come. But there are days when confusion feels heavier than hope, and uncertainty feels louder than faith. I see those days. I see how you carry them quietly. You have asked me for direction without knowing how to phrase it. You have asked me if you should stay or move, if you should wait or act, if you should hold on or let go. Sometimes the question changes shape, but the ache beneath it remains the same. You want to know that you are not wasting your life. You want to know that you have not missed your moment. You want to know that I am still leading you, even when the way ahead feels blurred. My child, your heart hath been crying out for clarity, for confirmation, for peace that does not depend on circumstances. Even when you stopped praying with words, your spirit continued to reach for me. Even when you felt too tired to ask again, your heart still hoped for an answer. I see that longing. I see how deeply you want to be sure. Not just sure about decisions, but sure about yourself. Sure about your place, sure about your future in my hands. There have been times when you wondered if you were asking too much, if you were bothering me with the same question again and again. You wondered if maybe the lack of an answer meant you already knew what to do and were simply afraid to admit it. You wondered if the silence meant you were meant to figure this out on your own. But my beloved, I do not grow weary of your questions. I am not frustrated by your seeking. The heart that after the heart that trusts me enough to hope. I know there are things you have not told anyone. Not because you are hiding, but because you do not know how to explain them. There is a restlessness inside you that does not come from dissatisfaction, but from sensing that there is more. More alignment. More peace. More purpose. You feel it when things are quiet. You feel it when you watch others move forward and wonder if you are behind. You feel it when you ask yourself if this is all there is, or if something is still unfolding that you cannot yet see. Say, I belong to you completely. Jesus, if you found your purpose and true identity in Him. My child, that feeling is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are listening. It is the sound of your spirit responding to my leading, even before your mind understands it. You have been asking me, what am I missing? Without speaking the words, you have been asking me, why does this feel unfinished? And I want you to know that I have not ignored those questions. I have been answering them in ways your heart could receive, even if your eyes could not yet recognize them. I see how you second-guess yourself. I see how you replay conversations, decisions, and moments, wondering if you chose correctly. You worry that one wrong step could undo everything. You worry that you are too late or too slow or too unsure. You worry that others seem more confident, more certain, more ahead. My child, those worries have not come from truth. They have come from fear whispering lies into the spaces where trust is meant to live. Your question has already reached heaven, and it has not been dismissed. It hath been held. It has been weighed with care. It has been answered with wisdom, not haste. I have not been silent because I did not care. I have been quiet because the answer you seek is not just information. It is alignment. It is timing. It is peace that settles your heart, not just clarity that fills your mind. There are answers I could give you quickly, but quick answers are not always kind. They can lead you into places you are not ready to stand. They can expose you to battles you are not prepared to face. My love for you is not proven by speed, but by faithfulness. When I wait, it is because I am working on more than one thing at once. I am working on you. I am working on what surrounds you. I am working on what you cannot yet see. You have asked me if you should trust what you feel. You have asked me if the stirring inside you is from me or from your own desires. You have asked me if you are allowed to want more, or if you should be content with where you are. My child, your heart was not created to be numb. It was created to respond to my spirit. The longing you feel is not rebellion against contentment. It is an invitation to deeper alignment with my will. I know there are moments when you feel ashamed for doubting, for questioning, for feeling unsure. You think faith should look stronger, steadier, more confident. But faith is not the absence of questions. Faith is bringing your questions to me instead of running from them. And that is exactly what you have done, even when you did not realize it. Your question has reached heaven, and it has stirred my heart toward you. Not because I was unaware, but because I delight in a child who seeks me honestly. I see your sincerity. I see your desire to do what is right. I see how carefully you try to listen. Even when you feel confused, your heart has remained turned toward me. That matters more than perfect understanding. You are not stuck because you are disobedient. You are not confused because you are failing. You are not waiting because you are forgotten. You are in a moment of preparation that feels uncomfortable because it stretches you beyond what you already know. And stretching is never easy. It exposes uncertainty. It reveals fear. But it also creates space for growth. I want you to know that I am not withholding the answer you seek out of distance or indifference. I am guarding it until it can be received without fear, without panic, without pressure. I am shaping your heart to recognize it when it comes, so you will not doubt it or dismiss it. You have asked for peace, not just direction. And peace cannot be rushed. So hear me now, my beloved child. Your question has been heard. Your longing has been noticed. Your confusion has been met with compassion. You are not speaking into emptiness. You are not waiting alone. Heaven has received your cry, and I am responding in a way that will not harm you but heal you. Stay with me. Keep listening. Keep your heart open. The answer you seek is not far from you. It is already on its way, carried by my perfect timing and wrapped in my love. My beloved child, I need you to hear this with an open heart, because the delay you have been wrestling with was never rejection. It was protection. I know it did not feel that way to you. I know there were moments when the waiting felt like silence, and the silence felt like absence. I know there were nights when you wondered if I had turned away, if I had decided to let you figure things out alone, if your prayers had somehow fallen short. But my child, I have never stepped away from you. Not once. What you called delay was me standing between you and harm you could not see. There were decisions you were eager to make, paths you were ready to take, doors you wanted opened quickly. From where you stood, they looked good. They looked safe. They looked right. But from where I stand, I could see the full road ahead. I could see where certain choices would have led you before your heart was ready, before your spirit was strengthened, before your discernment was sharp enough to protect you. I could see traps hidden beneath opportunities, pressure disguised as progress, and attacks waiting beyond doors that looked harmless. So I slowed you down, not to frustrate you, but to preserve you. You thought you were being held back. In truth, you were being shielded. You thought you were being overlooked. In truth, you were being covered. There were spiritual battles unfolding around you that you never had to fight because I intercepted them before they reached you. There were conversations that never happened, alliances that never formed, and decisions that never materialized because I blocked them quietly, without drawing attention, without explanation. You did not see my hand because I was working behind the scenes, where protection often looks like nothing is happening at all. I know how difficult it was to wait. I know how heavy the questions became as time passed. You wondered if you misunderstood me. You wondered if you heard my voice correctly in the beginning. You wondered if maybe you should have forced something to move instead of trusting me to move it. Those thoughts weighed on you, and I saw them. But my child, if you had moved when you wanted to move, you would have stepped into battles that would have wounded you deeply. The delay spared you pain you were not meant to carry. You believed that silence meant distance, but my silence was not empty. It was intentional. While you were waiting, I was preparing you in ways you did not recognize at the time. I was strengthening your inner life. I was teaching you discernment instead of impulse. I was building patience where haste once ruled. I was deepening your reliance on me rather than on circumstances. You did not feel stronger, but you were becoming stronger. Growth often feels like discomfort before it feels like confidence. I was also preparing the situation you were praying about. There were other hearts involved. Other variables had to shift. Other things had to be removed, corrected, or aligned. If I had answered you too soon, the outcome would not have lasted. It would have crumbled under pressure. It would have demanded more from you than it could give back. My love for you would not allow that. I would rather let you wait than give you something that would break you later. You were not forgotten during the delay. You were not placed on hold. You were not pushed to the side. Every moment of waiting was accounted for. Every tear you shed in confusion was seen. Every sigh you released in frustration was heard. I was with you in the waiting just as much as I will be with you in the fulfillment. The same hands that seem still are the hands that hold your future securely. There were attacks aimed at your confidence, at your peace, at your identity. Some of them came through doubt. Some came through comparison. Some came through voices that made you question your worth and your direction. You felt those attacks, but you did not see the full extent of them. Had you stepped forward too soon, those attacks would have intensified. The delay gave you time to heal wounds you did not know were still open. It gave you space to unlearn patterns that would have sabotaged you later. It gave you time to grow roots deep enough to withstand what is coming. My child, timing matters more than desire. You wanted the answer quickly because you were tired of uncertainty. I understand that. But certainty without readiness leads to fear, not peace. I was not withholding the answer because you were unworthy. I was guarding it because you are precious. I was not testing your patience for my own sake. I was protecting your future for yours. I know there were moments when you felt exposed, when waiting made you feel vulnerable. You felt like everyone else was moving forward while you remained in place. That comparison hurt you. It made you question if something was wrong with you. But my child, different paths require different timing. I do not rush what I value. I do not hurry what I intend to last. What I am preparing for you requires a depth that cannot be rushed into existence. You may not realize it now, but the delay changed you. It softened parts of your heart that were rigid. It strengthened parts of your spirit that were weak. It revealed motives you needed to examine and desires you needed to surrender. None of it was punishment. All of it was preparation. You are not the same person you were when you first asked the question. And that is not an accident. There were unseen battles in the spiritual realm where I stood between you and harm. You did not hear the clash. You did not feel the weight of it. But protection does not always announce itself. Sometimes it looks like unanswered prayers. Sometimes it looks like closed doors. Sometimes it looks like waiting when you are ready to run. But behind that waiting was my hand, steady and deliberate, ensuring that when you move safely. I want to gently correct the belief that I was silent because I was distant. My silence was full of intention, full of care, full of preparation. I was speaking in ways that did not overwhelm you, guiding you through inner changes before external changes could occur. If I had spoken louder, you might have moved faster than wisdom allowed. So I whispered through circumstances, through delays, through moments that forced you to slow down and reflect. Trust is formed in waiting. Timing is revealed through patience. You have been learning both, even when it felt uncomfortable. You have been learning to trust me without immediate evidence. You have been learning to rest without full understanding. That kind of faith is not shallow. It is strong, and it will serve you well in what lies ahead. My child, I know waiting has been one of the hardest things you have endured, but I want you to see it now through my eyes. You were never being pushed away. You were being pulled closer. You were never being denied. You were being defended. You were never abandoned. You were being prepared. The delay did not weaken you. It protected you. And now, because of that protection, you are standing on ground that is steadier than before. You are closer to the answer than you realize. You are safer than you know. And you can trust that every moment of waiting was held in my hands, guided by my love, and used for your good. Right, yes, Lord, I surrender every part of me if you've laid all your worries and dreams at His feet. And share this video